What is happening here? Here, I fix it. There we go. Ah! Oh my goodness. Hello.
Hello. Oh my goodness. What has it been?
It's
It
only
feels
been
like
about
3
6
days
weeks,
went
but it
by.
feels like forever, but also feels like no time at all.
It feels like 3 days just went by and all of a sudden we're here. We're beginning season 11. Oh my God. What does that
I
mean?
know. It's
I'm old
crazy.
now.
Crazy.
But welcome to Let's Have a Fefe. This is episode 1, the season premiere of Let's Have a Fefe, your
Yes.
Wednesday night conversation. And I still can't believe that after all the years we've been doing this, that things are still somewhat a bloody mess.
It's kind of par for the course. I just come to accept that this is just who we are and it's part of our charm. I'm going with that. That is my story and I am sticking to it.
I'll tell you more later. I'm Felicia Fifi Minor. If this is your first time watching, what took you so long? And across from me is
Well, sort of
Freddy.
next to you.
Yeah, next to me. This
Yeah,
way, right here.
that way.
You.
Something.
Well, there's a white guy here and a white guy there, but
you know what? Just because that's about my skin tone, that's just wow. Way to come for me. It's fine.
I'm about equal opportunities.
Oh my God.
We have Freddy Prinze Charming over there. What I was saying before we started is that we are color coordinated in reverse.
Not
in
planned.
Some respects.
Not planned at all. Apparently we're both working the white and red this evening. Definitely not planned.
Definitely not planned because I just grabbed this off the floor. Not the wig.
Don't tell people that.
Pretend that you secret.
Just...
Wow. So we've been gone for 6 weeks. We still like to thank our Patreon supporters like Allison, Brandon D, Drake Jensen, Casey Starr, Carrie and Corey, Kim, Joan, Jody, Leanne, Nicole, Patricia Mason, Sassy, Shannon, Shelly, and Sky. And a special thanks to those who take a deeper plunge every month and support us, like Patricia Mason, Sky, and Drake Jensen. All on
and
Patreon.
we've got some fun things planned for Patreon coming up. So definitely subscribe to Patreon so you don't miss anything, because we've got some new stuff in the works for that, and some other things that we were talking about that we are finally going to make come to fruition. So I'm excited about what we have going on.
Hell or high water, pun intended.
Are you the high waters? I mean, what?
No, hell. Special thanks to 6S Boutique, LC Designs, and Wigs of a Kind for supporting us this season. You can donate to us or sponsor us. I have it still posted on my Facebook. If you want to sponsor us, we have some nice little packages going. But if you just want to tip or donate, you can tip us at paypal.me/Let's Have A Fefe. And yes. Hi, Ryan. Welcome to season 11. Ooh.
That's still crazy to me. You can also text LHAF to 602-730-7379 for updates about the show, and text from Felicia. Just so you know, I am not responsible for anything you may or may not receive from Felicia.
You're welcome. Oh my God. Anyway, if you're on Facebook, I believe that the star thing is still there. You click on the little circle, it looks like a star. It has a star on the inside. When you click that, it lets you give us some kind of money. I don't know how much of that we get as kickback, but Facebook gets rich and we get poor, or something like that.
Sounds about right. So what have you been up to these last 6 weeks?
Let's see. I I love how you came for me, and we'll let you have your. Um, so we hosted what will be like. I don't want to say it's our last drag bingo, but one.
Maybe.
But they're trying something new. They're going in a new direction, and uh, this month they have
Blackfire.
Blackfire. Yes, I knew that. I don't know why the name escaped me. But
It's alright, sometimes my own name
um,
escapes me, so it's fine.
I am. I wish them well, and I wish them much success. I have um, put my feels out, and then said because I know that this industry allows for much change, and if much change is needed, then I'll just go on about my
The only
business.
constant is change. I did not necessarily voice my feelings because sometimes that's for the best.
Hmm.
And that's
Um,
okay. I'm like, it's fine.
yeah, and
It
so
is what it is.
we are two healthy professionals, and yeah, so I'm good with that. We had some input on the rebranding of Drag Story Hour, formerly known as, but it's a more inclusive title. It's a more,
It was formerly known as
you don't
Drag
have to be a
Queen
queen to
Story
be a part.
Hour. So
Yeah, I
after
was
a
trying
lot
not to
of kind
dead
of
name it.
it's fine. After back and forth and, trying to explain why, dropping the queen would be more it makes more sense for what it is that they do. And what was kind of cool though is that
Hmm.
Arizona kind of set the standard for that because Drag Story Hour Arizona has always been Drag Story Hour Arizona. We never had the queen part in there. So
You're
we
right.
already set that and started that, which was kind of cool. So, and I
Hmm.
mean we have a lot especially in Arizona, we have, way more
I,
than just queens doing the story time. So
you don't say.
mm,
Um, but you know me, I am all for kings, queens, and those in betweens that want to uh, participate and do things. So I'm glad to see that the rollout was successful, and
mhm.
many chapters that I have seen are starting to do their own rollout of the new branding. In that time, I went to New York City.
I did
Um,
not go to New York City.
here we go.
I
But
was here. It's fine. It's
um,
fine.
instead of me bringing the rain, it rained the whole time I was there. So I have the adverse of what you have when it rains.
And
It
it
rains.
actually we actually got rain and stuff here, and I didn't leave the state, so I'm not sure what happened there. It's very odd.
Oh, oh.
Mm,
Hmm. But it
mm.
rained the whole time in New York City. We had a couple of sunny days, but it was mostly us going to museums and touring colleges because that's what it required. I did end up going on a little adventure by myself um, to meet up with Jonathan from Drag Story Hour, and then got lost on the way home. So.
Eh, eh.
I think that it was like my initiation into New York. I think I made it home 3 hours later, even though it's kind of confusing because it like tries to. I don't know. For me, I'm so used to seeing like on the bus it says like the number and then west or number and then you know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't paying attention fully,
Oops.
obviously.
I
So I just kept
mean, I don't know if
riding.
it's really a trip to New York City if you don't get lost like your first time. I think that's pretty par for the course.
Oh, well, nobody warned me about that. So I felt fine. I didn't get attacked nor mugged, or but I did have a homeless man that decided that his love was my love, and touched himself and tried to reach out and touch me, and I was like, no,
Not your kink.
no. I like my person to be well bathed.
Reach out and touch
Maybe not so public.
somebody's
I
hand.
mean,
Make this
expeditionism
world a
is
better
great,
place.
but we
If you
can.
can
Oh,
reach out and touch sorry.
we don't own the copyrights to that song. If we get a copyright notice, I'm gonna be so mad because I don't know if you guys have noticed, YouTube is a little bit sensitive. So is Facebook sometimes, because it could be like a song that you can barely hear in the background of your live, and then all of a sudden it's like, you've been blocked and you can't be on Facebook for like 2 years.
I want to know, like, what little fucking peon is sitting there, like, going through every video, listening really hard to see if they hear music. Because I'm like, I picture some like poor.
No, it's AI.
Fucking,
AI can hear all of that.
I still picture some like little like dude or something in like a basement, like that's all wet and moist, just going
like
through
on
all of them
Office
and just
Space?
listening. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Listening.
It's that guy. It's the guy from Office Space. He's in the basement next to the files, and he's going, I hate your music. I hate your music. That has a little bit of country. I like it. Keep it.
Right.
I hate your music. So yeah, got back from New York, and it felt like immediately I went to Tucson. Didn't even sit down long enough. Because as soon as I got home, I unpacked my bag and put drag in it. So yeah. And then went to Tucson to do the Dragalicious Sundays. My special guest was Freddy.
Welcome.
Yes. And then Black Widow ditched me. So
right, she's like, let's do this show, but I'm not gonna be there, so never mind.
That's fine and dandy. The last week I've just been gleaming because the drag bingo at Drink Me Tea Room, because if I say it too fast it sounds weird. Drink Me Tea Room in Tempe was beautiful. It was fun. We had these ladies that brought, not trolls, but they brought hot celebrity men as their markers, as their good luck charms. So I'm gonna go to bingo with them from now on, and they said that I need to choose one hot man as my like good luck charm, and I was like, one?
Just one? I feel
I
like
got a list. Oh,
yeah, that's, I don't know, that'd be hard. I don't know that I could pick just one.
in essence, it would be hard, but anyhow, so yeah, it was a great time. Walked in the Pride Parade this weekend. Of course, it's never easy to find where you're supposed to go.
Never. They never make
At
that
least for
shit
me,
easy.
anyway.
They never make that shit easy.
And so I felt like I walked a mile this way and a mile back and another 2 to the front.
Sounds about right. That's what it's like every damn year.
Yeah. It was a little more organized. And then performed at Pride with Magic. That was amazing as well. Especially when I could say this, I think. The stage, so you hadn't left town, but it rained anyway for the both of us being in town. It rained at Pride for a good maybe hour, 45 minutes. And so it was wet on Saturday. Not the good kind of wet, like gushy, muddy, nasty. And then on Sunday, it was drying up a little, but not enough. And then I heard that the city left the sprinklers on for the park. So that made sense. Yeah, they were fantastic. And then but it was great. There was no crowd in front of the stage at first, and then when we started, they started to creep on over. So it was a good time. Good time. Also, we did our photo shoot, which I'm still living on. If you haven't seen our flyer, Scotty Kirby did our poster. Not the poster itself, but the picture of the poster for the poster.
Yeah.
Yes. I designed the flyer. Let's be clear. And then Marissa sent us these hairs.
And
think I've
I
tossed this around long
literally
enough.
was walking out the door, put mine down, and forgot to grab it.
So
that's why my wig is not on in the pictures, because I fucked that up. That was my bad.
Because yeah.
That's
But I'm in love with this hair. I want to order more like it.
You need to fix the piece that's like hanging, because it's bugging me.
I know the part that's like driving me crazy is the part that I can't get this part to stay off my neck. And so if you see me going like this, it's because look,
she always fucks with your wig. You always fuck with your wig anyway. Like you never not fuck. Anytime you have a wig on, you're always touching it, which I'm sure drives Marissa crazy.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
And I think she gave up on telling me every time it drove her nuts. What'd you do?
Probably.
Since we've been gone.
So I did a bunch of stuff with Felicia, the Bingo and Cats, the rebranding. I did not go to New York, the show in Tucson. I also had a super fun procedure done on my ears and sinuses that were supposed to fix the problem. And all in all, it went well. It's
Are you sure?
They except for the super fun ear and sinus infection that I currently have now, but just on the right side, just my right side. So I have an ear and a sinus infection on my right side of my face. So I'm back on antibiotics and oral steroids, which I'm super excited about.
You look super excited about
I don't do well on shit like that. Like, that shit makes me nauseous. It fucks with my appetite. Like, I don't like it. It's awful. And the fucking amoxicillin pills are this fucking big. They're like like the size of my fist. I hate it. I did a lot of stuff with Drag Story Hour, which, I mean, folks know that I
we
love
forgot
it anyway.
to include sex trivia in this.
Oh, I forgot about that too. Yeah, we did that too. But I did, let's see, it was Drag Story Hour at Tucson Pride, and then we did a fundraiser at the Children's Museum of Tucson. I did the National Coming Out Day Story Hour for Drag Story Hour headquarters. Last night I did Drag Story Hour at Phoenix College. That was fun. I did a Drag Story Hour at Brick Road Coffee. So lots of drag, lots of stories, lots of stuff in there. That was, all sorts of fun things.
Are you
Sunday
still grooming the children?
Yes, I am. I groom them often. I bring all sorts of tools with me, some shavers, some brushes and things, nail clippers. I groom them.
Not a brush?
Brushes too, combs, all the things. Oh fuck, what was I gonna say? Oh, the kittens got spayed. That's super fun because they got spayed about, the less than a week after my partner got spayed. So yeah, it's been super fun in this house. And now
that means everybody's spayed.
No, right? No. My partner's youngest still has a uterus. We're thinking about throwing her a party. A congratulations, you're the only thing in this house with a uterus now. So I'm thinking that would probably, Sunday night was the Three Fates review show. It was a 7 Deadly Sins show. And you ever have one of those shows, Felicia, where like the entertainers, everybody is fantastic, but the audience is just like, bleh. That was
just
Sunday.
During my numbers, though.
No, well, yeah. Like, it was
just during my numbers.
It was like the show was great. The numbers were awesome. Like, it was all like really, really good, but the audience was just like bleh. Like they were just, there was no energy. They were quiet. Like they were tipping okay, but still not great. But it was like, and it was weird because it was like we had a bunch of our regulars there, but a bunch of people that weren't regulars. But it was just like,
Hold on, I
I
need to
don't know. It was
close the
really
door.
weird. It's really weird. So also, okay, so this is the big thing. This is the big thing. Now, be
Ooh.
quiet. Quiet. Shh. Do you hear that? No, you don't, because my fucking mini split in my drag cave is fucking working. You hear
Oh,
nothing
wow.
because my mini split is working. I'm so excited about this.
Explain it to people that have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
I mean, if they've been watching, they would know because it's something that I've been talking about. But this whole mini split fucking scenario has been a pain in my ass. Like it there's been all sorts of things that just it we got it. It didn't work like out of the box. It didn't work. We replaced the indoor fan motor because that was the first error that it was giving us. So that got replaced. Worked for about 5 minutes and then stopped and gave another error that said that it was a communication error between the outdoor unit and the indoor unit and the outdoor compressor. So I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And so I'm on the phone like constantly with my dude over at the company, and I'm like, look, this needs to be fixed because this is bullshit. So he actually ended up sending me a completely new indoor unit and the circuit board for the outdoor unit. And I'm like, well, I said, I think we need to try and replace the circuit board first, because if it's just a circuit board, that'll solve a lot of problems. Then we don't have to worry about having someone come and uninstall the indoor unit, redo the whole fucking thing, reinstall the indoor. So it's stupid. So we've been looking all over the place. We've been putting out calls on on Facebook, whatever. Hey, anybody know any HVAC people? Like we've been trying to find somebody forever. Like this has been ongoing for months. And my partner finally found someone on OfferUp who's an HVAC guy. This guy's awesome, by the way. If anybody needs like AC work and stuff, let us know, because this guy's good and his prices are good. But he came over and he took a look at it, and he replaced the circuit board on the outdoor compressor, and bam, I have a working mini split. I'm so happy. You have no idea. Now we just have to put the stupid portable thing away, because so the portable, first of all, is loud. It takes up a whole shit ton of room. Like it's a pain in the ass. So now we can get the portable put into storage and get the fuck out of here. Like this is very exciting. Very exciting. Y'all have no idea.
Paige, so, yeah. Short story is Freddy moved into a drag cave.
I didn't move into the drag. I didn't. Before people freak out, I did not move into the drag cave.
Move the drag.
Move into the drag cave. People are like, oh my god, did y'all break up? No.
I mean, like the drag into there, and then the air conditioner didn't work.
It's been a whole.
It was like a whole lot of crap that followed right after another. That was like, oh my god, just make it work so we can stop worrying.
It's been because now I can actually finish organizing shit, because like that was really the last thing in here, but because of the fucking portable unit taking up so much space, it's like it's been hard to kind of get things organized. It's been frustrating. So now we can get that the fuck out of there, which will free up a little bit. But it's a thing. So it's good. It's a good thing. So we are starting off our season 11. So my tip for tonight is less of a tip and more of a discussion point, because now we've been doing sex trivia for about almost a year now.
Almost.
Yeah, so it's been a while, which is great. But so I want to talk a little bit about sex and self-awareness and why no one seems to have either of those things. Like, I don't understand. No one is expected to know everything. Like, nobody expects everyone to know everything about sex and everything about all the kinks and all the fetishes and everything that's out there. But sex trivia has really shown just how little people do know. And it's really kind of distressing. And I'm like, y'all are fucking adults. I don't understand, like, basic anatomy. basic anatomy.
Mhm.
People struggle with basic anatomy. And it doesn't matter whether it's AMAB anatomy or AFAB anatomy. People don't know where things are. And people who even have that anatomy don't know where things are and what things do and what
I
bits make up your
love
bits.
I love
I
when they argue about the bits and where
Oh my
they are
god.
and how they work, and I'm like, "What school did you go to? Because that is not what I learned."
Like
But
it
okay.
and things are like a simple Google search will tell you shit. Like this is and so and also things like LGBTQ history. So I don't expect everybody to know everything,
Mhm.
but especially if you are part of the LGBTQ community, there are some things that you really should at least have a general kind of working knowledge of. Because the fact that people have gone through what they've gone through to get you to where you're able, like, kids are able to, ask people of the same identifying gender as to go as their prom dates and shit. Like, the things that people have gone through to get to that point, this is like this is shit
Uh,
that you kind of need to be aware of. Like,
so I can so there's a catch 22. When something is already offered to you and it is a freedom, it's easy to take it for granted, right? So growing up, I always learned little things here and there from my parents that I never learned in school. And as an adult, here we are. And in 2020, I had to learn all about Black history, relearn, like unlearn, relearn uh, some of the things that I thought were correct that were incorrect. Um, but I don't think that I think that when you're a young gay, especially now, um, that it's just like it's a
it's
dare I say
privilege.
this?
It's
It's a
privilege.
it's a privilege, and there's a bit of a shallowness, um,
Uh,
especially if you didn't have any struggles like your parents putting you out or immediately the community around you surrounded you with love. Not that those are bad things, but instantly there's no reason. There's no
right. The why and the how behind it becomes less important, which I don't know. I that shit drives me crazy. Like all these people that went to Pride or whatever over the weekend and are dancing around in their underwear. Like how many of them know anything about people like Harvey Milk or um
but
the rainbow flag or anything like that. And it's like I think it bothers me mostly because first of all, almost all of this shit is available through Google. Super
mhm,
fucking easy. And it's like nobody just it's like it's like they just have everything handed to them, so it's like they don't give a fuck. And it's like, no, people literally died for this shit, and Pride isn't just a reason for you to go to the park. And like it it may have evolved into that, but
mhm.
that's not what it started as. Like it was a protest. And it's like, I don't know, but shit like that bugs me. Like just basic things, like just basic things, like
That
uh,
is completely right. Girls will get
and
pregnant and you will die. Scare
right,
tactics.
right.
Yeah.
And like and general sex ed is non-existent. Grown ass adults don't get it,
Well,
and they don't know how things
and when
work.
we
And
were on break, I saw yesterday that some school districts are like reevaluating their sex ed because they haven't like updated it in like 50 years. So there's a lot of that
which
teaching the
basically means there
same
is no
thing.
sex ed, and it's all
It's
either
like don't be
abstinence or
homosexual,
sperm
don't touch
meets
each
egg,
other.
and then God
Yeah.
gives you a baby. Like ugh.
I don't know.
And
I
I
had
don't know.
intense sex ed, so I don't know.
I mean, my sex ed wasn't like I think I'm trying to think back on it, like, and it wasn't great, but it definitely wasn't as bad as some things. Like I some
Well, and it's
and
basic because you don't want to offend too many people. You have to have the desire to learn new things or to know history. Yes, 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 yes. I know
mhm.
that as a teen, I hated trying to memorize it, but I was fascinated by history. But I wish I would have learned the right pieces of history, if that's to
There's
be
that. Like
the
I was a
case.
history buff when I was growing up. Like I would have loved to have had access to Google because I would have been like, I would have gone down rabbit hole after rabbit hole after rabbit hole, just because
Yes.
that's
And
what
we
you
had
do.
different learning tools. So our encyclopedia is never updated. Our Encarta, anybody remember that?
Ugh.
Never updated until later on in its life. Sex ed is such a joke. I wish they'd do it for real. Well, that might be something that we could dive into.
There's a lot of things that like need to be taught with at
There
sex
are
ed
some
because
things that while we're at sex trivia, I'm like, oh my God, we really
I
shouldn't have
and
to
the
explain
people
this.
generally the there's always the folks that argue are almost always cishet white dudes that are ready to argue about
Well,
things
and
like AFAB anatomy.
they're the ones that tell me at the beginning of the night that they're sexperts.
Right, all of them. They're all of them. If you are a cisgender dude, you are a sexpert. Never mind that generally the teams that are dominated by the majority of cishet dudes end up failing miserably at trivia. But it's fine. I'm like, and it also it's like it's 2022 and people really shouldn't be shocked that there are certain toys or kinks or whatever. Like we talk about like like you know sometimes like a certain kink or a certain fetish or whatever, and people are like, "Oh, that's a thing." I'm like, it's 2022. Of course, it's a thing. This is the
Yeah.
thing before that, but also it's 2022. Like, are y'all really like shocked about this? So,
I
fun
have a
story. So,
question. I
yes.
have a question. How come, riddle me this, how come we can watch or we can be intrigued by things like The Gray? We can be intrigued by like watching Madams on movies or sometimes in not real life, but how come we
Mm.
can get to this like barely touching we can glamorize this, you know, fetish, but then when it becomes real and we're talking about it for real, why is it so taboo?
Because I think it's one of these things where you can kind of compartmentalize it if it's on the TV. It's like, ooh, look, it's in a movie. Hee, look at that. And then all of a sudden you're presented with someone that is actually into that certain fetish or whatever, or you meet someone that is an actual sex worker, and all of a sudden it's real. It's not just fiction. It's real and it's in front of you and you're like, um I was always like this was always supposed to be something that was supposed to be
Mhm.
hidden and naughty and dirty and whatever, but when you're faced with it in real life, then you have that confliction of, oh, well, it's hot when it's on the movies and whatever because they glamorize it or whatever it is, and then you meet someone and you're like, oh, this is actually a thing. I don't know how I feel about this now.
Mm.
Like
I
it
don't
just
know.
so
Hmm.
interestingly enough, at the Three Fates show on Sunday, Jack and I were co-hosting, and it's a show about seven deadly sins, right? So we were on stage, we were talking about different sins and something, and um, Jack said something about sodomy, and we're like, sodomy's a sin, whatever. No, sodomy's not a sin, whatever. And we were like, does anybody here actually think sodomy's a sin? Literally, one person, not ironically, put her hand up, and we're like,
Did she know where she was?
I'm like, are you really? You legitimately think sodomy is this? I'm like, you are at the wrong place around the wrong people because
They truly
what
believe
the
in sodomy.
hell? I was like, are you kidding? I and I was I I was legitimately speechless for a minute because I was like, really? Like, I like, okay, you think sodomy is a sin? That's all
Hmm.
right. I'm like,
Wait, I want to know more. Dee says that
I know.
she
Dee says that
knows
she's met her.
why.
I'm like, I I just I my mind was like,
Without putting
oh,
her business all out on the street.
right. Tell us more. Tell us more. But I just because they're so basic questions. So one of the questions in
Hmm.
our middle school sex ed category, right, of our
Hmm.
sex trivia is what is the vulva? And this is something we have talked about on this show. We've talked about it. We've talked about
Over.
AFAB anatomy. And I'm wondering how many people would still get this wrong. Because this is one of the things that's one of the dudes decided that they wanted to argue about. Because the vulva, for those of you that want to come to sex trivia on Saturday, this may or may not be one of the questions. So pay attention. The vulva is the external parts of the AFAB reproductive organ. So it's everything on the outside, nothing on the inside. It's everything on the outside.
Hmm.
And the
They
dude
will
was like,
straight up argue.
he said something about the labia, and I'm like, okay, but there's more to it than the labia. The labia does not make up the vulva. And he said something about the internal labia, and I was like, no, there are no internal labia.
Oh, I remember this. Hmm.
No, there are labia majora and labia minora. None of them are inside. You do not have labia inside. Like, I'm like,
But
not a
he
thing.
insisted that they are.
And was insistent
Hmm.
that there were internal labia. And I'm like, oh, dear God, no. There are
Yeah.
no and this is the kind of thing that's like, this is not a thing. Like, no, like, and
He kind of
with
reminded me of the guy that said, my perfect boyfriend would have a vagina. He
thinking that he
reminded me.
was being funny. My
Yeah,
ideal
he reminds
boyfriend
me
would
of
have it
that
right. My
guy.
ideal man would have a vagina. It's like, dude. I, and I don't know. There are just things that I'm like, I don't know. It blows my mind, and I guess because I've always been one of these people that like I like learning things. I like knowing things. I don't know
What?
everything. Lord knows I don't know everything. I know quite a bit when it comes to things like sex and kink and things that kind of orbit around those subjects. Like I do because I've made it a point to know a lot about those things, which is why
Hmm.
I'm able to educate on a lot of those things. But
Hmm.
uh, I don't know. And I encourage people to ask questions, to look at the Google, to do things because I'm just like, why are you so, and at this point, honestly, it's willful ignorance. If you think that like what's the meme that's going around that's something like women only have a certain amount of like endorphins or something that come out during sex, and if she connects with too many men, then there won't be any left for you, so you have to like keep it.
What?
There's shit, man. Mm, I don't know. I just cis men have issues.
A
They
lot of
really do.
insecurity.
Cis het men have a lot of like things. They think they know shit. They don't know shit. They don't know shit. So if you are a cis man or a cisgender heterosexual identifying man, learn a few things before you open your mouth and all of your ignorance falls out.
Well, speaking of that, let's
Ha!
talk about how ignorance can get you in trouble and acting like you
Oh,
know everything.
there's a lot of that
So we
happening right
have a
now.
lot of current events to unpack. Let's see if we could do it in 20 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Sure.
Over the top conspiracy theorist, former YouTuber, um, and Trump supporter, of course,
Mm.
Alex Jones has been ordered to pay 1 billion. Hear that again, 1 billion to Sandy Hook parents in a defamation trial. Jones had previously claimed that the Sandy Hook massacre was fake, featured hired actors, and so much more that the
Gross.
article went
Fucking
on, and I
disgusting.
thought
Absolutely
I could
fucking
not.
disgusting. Now
Yes,
he's
and
crying
so
on his show. Now he's crying that it's gonna like ruin him, and I'm like, good, fucking good. I hope you're fucking ruined. I hope your company's all fucking. You have to sell out everything, and you are left penniless in a fucking cardboard box.
I think I might have put it somewhere else, but also in the Alex Jones weirdness category, Kanye West is
Oh
under
yeah, he's down.
fire.
He's down. Let me
He's
look
in the
it up.
Alex Jones area now. We're kind of putting people in places and things.
He's
Crazy. So first and foremost, he featured White Lives Matter sweatshirts or whatever at a fashion week, and that created so much.
He said they thought it was funny.
He thought it was funny. Let's be clear. He thought it was funny. And then more recently, in the last week or so, I think, he claimed that George Floyd died of use of drugs, when clearly we all, as a nation, as a world, saw a man murder somebody. The family is not happy. And I wouldn't be surprised if the folks decide to sue him as well. And oh yeah, I forgot about this. He used anti-Semitic. Um,
Yeah, I can't even with him right now.
I don't want to even want to read it, but
He went anti-Semitic on his Twitter, saying that he would go quote DEFCON 3 on Jewish people unquote, and because of that shit, Twitter's like, nope, bloop, we're gonna go ahead and lock you out of your account on that one.
yeah, and so a lot of this is going on. In fact, it kind of reminds me of, as election season comes up, the super flamboyant gay man that supports Donald Trump to the fullest with his heart. That falls in there too. Can't remember that young man's name, but it's not worth remembering.
I have a question regarding Kanye, and
Uh-huh.
I know you don't speak for all Black people, even though you speak for all Black people. I speak for all trans people. How do, because it's I keep seeing conflicting things on my Facebook feed just as far as people go, but like as a collective community, how does the Black community feel about Kanye West these days? Like, are they just kind of writing him off as just a nut job? Are they recognizing that he's actually dangerous? Like, how, as far as
Okay, so it's
how's
the
like,
same thing with R. Kelly. So I know it stops a room when I say R. Kelly, and people are like, "Oh God." So there's one half of the room that is like, "I love his music. I'll continue to support him." R. Kelly, Kanye, I love his music. He's an artist. This is part of his art. I'll support him. Other side sees the danger and says, "Oh my God, you cannot keep doing this, because other people in other groups see it and think it's okay to insert themselves and do the same thing." I see the danger. I get art, but I see the danger. I'm on the other side. I'm not so much on the artist side, and I am an artist. So at the same
because
time, what do I don't, I would not.
like I understand that in a lot of ways, I mean, depending on the art, obviously, art is meant to be provocative. It's supposed to make you feel a certain way, and artists have done that with showing different things, either through like violent imagery, sexual imagery, things like that. But like just watching this shit that he's doing, I'm like, does anybody else not see how, number one, mentally unstable he is, and number two, how incredibly dangerous his rhetoric is? Like, it's
But also, they're gonna keep supporting him, just like the R. Kelly thing. R. Kelly's music is still playing on the radio. R. Kelly
Yeah.
is still getting money. He's still being paid royalties. Nobody's
Jesus.
stopping anything. I don't. Uh, when I don't even know where to start. It's just you sit and watch the crazy, and then eventually it'll all fall apart or something. But what happens is that sometimes we become divided, and it just becomes a matter of ignoring instead of trying to do something about it. It's the same thing with. There are so many things that we do that with. We
That actually
block
gave me
people.
that gives me a really good idea for like a tip maybe for next week. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of research, so I need to make sure I start that early. But I have an idea. So, an elementary school in Missouri has been shut down for having high levels of radioactive lead contamination. Another school in
Mhm.
another location is set to close for the same reason because this apparently is 1945.
We're all trying to
What
go
the
back
fuck?
in time. Don't let me go back in time. I can't. I don't like hard labor, so I don't know what I would do. Maybe I'd do accounting or something. But it shocked me because these are like schools in not like bad areas. Um, like they should have kept the
Everybody
school
gonna have the
in.
mesothelioma. They're gonna have to, yeah.
That's gross. Um, in Arizona, early ballots have been mailed out. Return as soon as possible, or bring them to a drop-off zone. Somebody asked me today, and I appreciate this. Actually, a couple people asked me what I thought of town council because I live in a town. Um, and somebody asked me about a couple of other people, and I said I don't have a clear understanding of some of the people just yet. Especially our town council is very conservative, so I have to choose the lesser of all the evils. And so
That might be something with some of the key things that we can actually look into, and we can actually talk about that next week because it'll still be
yes,
before.
because what I do is I get that book that they send you. That this year was pretty
We've
thick.
got it. It's like this big right now. It's like the size of
Yeah,
an old telephone book.
I was
Like,
like, what the fuck?
Jesus Christ. Normally it's like this little thin pamphlet. This time around, it's like I could use it as a doorstop. It's
Yeah. So I look up candidates in there. I go to their website because on the website you have to be. They may not say like go to this page and find my core values, but when they're like talking in full paragraphs about stuff, they know people don't really read, and so I read the words and
the
all
Cliff's
of
Notes versions. Yeah.
yeah, and I'm like, oh,
Speaking of
so
doorstops, Carrie Lake in the race for Arizona governor says things like there's no such thing as toxic masculinity. Do you know where she said that? Did you read where she said that?
mm-mm.
She said that at an event called Black Voices for Carrie Lake.
Mm.
What were we just fucking talking about?
But see, that's how that goes. There's one side
And
that
that's where
sees.
Power, they said that it was hosted by former NFL player Jack Brewer, and where Power by Kanye West reportedly played as Lake walked on stage. Also made a number
Wow.
of racist dog whistles about Black families, absent fathers, the necessity of strong fathers for strong women. Like, what the fuck? Katie Hobbs still refuses to do public debate with her, which I not like. What are you going to be doing? You're going to be debating against a fucking lamppost. Like, it's the same amount of intelligence. I don't know that I would necessarily debate with her on a public forum either, because it's going to be it would be like the Trump and Biden, where Trump just kept going and going about nothing,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody just sat there going, oh my God, shut the fuck up, which Biden eventually said. But Lord, like, that's what it's going to be. And it'll be a fucking shit show. And I don't know that Katie
I
Hobbs
don't blame
necessarily
her
needs,
for.
like,
I don't blame her for not
no, I
doing
don't.
this
In the
at
polls,
all.
I've seen that Katie Hobbs has currently has a lead on as far as who people say they're going to vote for. So let's see if we can keep that lead
She was at
going.
Pride this weekend. She was at the
I heard.
parade. Actually, she's actually been out a lot more. She must have heard us saying shit about her. I'm like, bitch, be visible. Um, but it's gonna be a shit storm. I tell you what. But be sure to go to websites like Ballot. I can never say it right. Ballotpedia. I don't know how to say it.
Something like that.
If there's nothing there, then go to I just straight up start Googling in what is this? Quotation marks, the politician's name, and then I put in quotation marks LGBTQ and see if anything shows up. If it shows up that they're not supportive, then we do not circle in their name. They don't get named. They don't. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Like I was telling y'all the last time I did the research for the town council for the primaries, and found out that there was a black man on the town council that was running, and I was like, oh, I feel like I could vote for you in a mostly white town. And then it turns out that he's the one that started the Republican Party, immigration something another. Like it's a big group. And I'm like, what the? Nope. Mm-mm. I lost your chance. I can't. Nope. Mm-mm. Something about fighting against immigration. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. No. Let's see what else we got. For the first time ever, and I'm
This is
surprised that
exciting. I love this.
our country is not moving fast enough on embracing minorities and all of the heritage that comes along with it. A groundbreaking movie star, Anna May Long, is set to be the first Asian American featured on U.S. currency. Here we are worrying about Harriet Tubman, and this is so exciting. Not that we should discount Harriet Tubman being on any money, but I, as a minority, have
No, it's
not.
Anime Wong, by the way, not Long. Anime Wong.
Oh, Wong. Oh, sorry.
Wong.
What a good drag name then. But like I don't really see the Asian community. Why did my camera like lose focus?
That's because we ignore the fact that there's an Asian community. Like, there's Asian Americans don't exist. Why are you all fuzzy? Your camera's like, no, we're good. Why? What the hell?
I'm
All
being
I can see is the
censored.
highlight on your nose. That's it. I just see the highlight on your nose.
My
Nothing
dot
else.
right here.
Yeah, that and your hair. Oh Lord.
Oh my
Did
god,
you
this is
know?
awful.
So Anime Wong is going to be on the back of a new quarter. Did you know that there's
I'm still
already
here.
4 others
What?
that the Anime Wong is going to be the 5th one to come out. There's a whole series of American women quarters. Did you know this? I didn't know this.
Mm-mm.
So there's they've all been put into production this year. One of them is going to have Maya Angelou. The other one has Sally Ride, who is the first American woman in space. Cherokee Nation leader Wilma Mankiller, and suffragist Nina Otero Warren. They're all on the backs of these quarters. Anybody knew this? I didn't fucking know this.
No.
They never. What? If it was a new fucking man, they'd be all about talking about this dude on the back of the money or whatever the fuck. I had no idea that these things were actually
My
in
camera
production. But then
hates
also,
me.
I never have cash or anything and use quarters unless I'm tipping Felicia, so I don't often have a
You
lot of
tip me in
quarters.
quarters?
When I tip you, generally, it
I
makes it easier.
cannot
I don't
get
actually.
over this.
I don't have to get up from my seat. I can just kind of flick them at you. It makes it easier.
According to a recent study, there may be a link between hair straightening products and is it uterine cancer?
Uterine.
Uterine? Uh,
Huh.
I almost want to say we had to think that something was going to happen. Some of that stuff is so strong, so
That's
potent.
interesting. Now my
Read
partner's
that
paying
one.
attention to that because her daughter straightens her hair a lot.
Oh, I
Mm.
think the big thing that caught my eye was that this is a big deal in um, the Black community because we do things to our hair that is not naturally in tune. And so, yeah, when
Oh,
I
she
heard
doesn't
that, I
use
was,
products apparently. We'll let her know not to use products.
I
You
would
know,
use heat. Heat safe
I
is fine.
wonder if it's because
It's like straight up chemical. It has to like break the bond of
right. And I wonder if
the
like
hair.
between that and I wonder if there's things like parabens and stuff in there because parabens are um
Have you ever
uh
bleached your hair and burnt your scalp?
no, I have not.
Okay. I was gonna say, or I think I haven't dyed my hair often, but I think that some dyes burn the scalp, but that can also get into like your bloodstream because it breaks the skin. And so
Mm-hmm.
after it breaks the skin, have at it. Uh,
Um, Also things with parabens in them, which is something that we've talked about. Um, uh, they work as hormone disruptors, and can actually harm things like fertility and reproductive organs. So check, and
mhm.
they can be in everything. It's from lube to shampoos, conditioners, body wash, anything cosmetic could have parabens in them. So I wouldn't surprise me if a
Sex
lot of the
toys.
straightening, yep, sex toys. It wouldn't surprise me if the straighteners and shit like that you put on your hair also contain parabens. So check labels, folks, and you'll be able to tell if it doesn't explicitly say paraben free. If you look at the ingredients, there should be nothing on there like methyl parabens. Anything that has the affix paraben on it are parabens. Make sure that nothing you use has a paraben.
Mhm. So yeah, that's a thing. Kind of scary, but yeah.
That is the number of people that are doing shit to their hair right now. Like,
Well,
ew.
especially during the pandemic, we all got bored and
Yes, I did a lot of things to my hair during the pandemic.
including lose it.
Wow. Wow.
um, that was also
Upcoming gigs. Why aren't you still out of focus? I liked you better, blurry. Oh my god.
maybe that was the like RuPaul's Drag Race blur, the Vaseline blur that was happening there. I think.
It's the Star Trek blur whenever they go to a female character in the original Star Trek.
Oh shit. Um, upcoming gigs. October 22nd, that is Saturday. We are at Gracie's for Just the Tip Sex Trivia Night. For every Dos Equis purchased, a portion will go to the Phoenix Gamers. Yay. And they
Yay,
were in front of us during the
gamers.
parade. And then October 23rd, which is Sunday.
Sorry.
Oh, bless you. I'm glad you're feeling the magic. Um,
That's why my nose keeps running. It's awful.
um, I'll be a magic hosted by Mia Inez Adams at Stacy's at 8 p.m. Please make your reservations online for as little as $5. And then October 28th, we're both in the Cog Match game, or it's called,
It's a
well,
it's
it
a
had a
it's a
pending
it's a
name,
something. I don't remember
Cog
what they're calling
Match
it.
Spooktacular or something like that. And I was like, okay, Cog Match game.
My chat
Uh,
just logged out. Like I don't see the what? Why did it log me out of the chat? That makes no fucking sense. I don't see the chat now
oh,
on the. I don't know. Um, no,
welcome
it's fun. We've done
back.
it a couple. We've done it a couple times before. I still can't see the chat on the actual restream. I don't understand why. It's weird. Um, The Cog Match game, we're doing it with Madame Askew and the Grand Arbiter, some of the temporal entourage. It's super fun. There's a link to be able to register. You can register as a contestant too if you want to. But they're making sure that they don't just let randos in. So if you want to watch or if you want to participate, there is a link to be able to register to do that, and we can send that. We can put that on our page. It's fun. It's super fun. It's, oh my god, it's fantastic. It's good time. And then October 29th, I am doing the Drag Story Hour. That is happening at Brick Road Coffee, which is in conjunction with the AZ Typo Trunk or Treat event that's happening down there. It'll be a good time. I'm actually doing the young adult story hour, so it's going to be a little bit different than like the little one story hour. I'm actually really excited about it because I know at least one of the books that I'm going to be reading. So that'll be fun.
I don't know if I'm joining you for that. I think I have something.
There's a sign up. Did you sign up for it?
I have things in my inbox.
The little kids story time is at 5 p.m. and there's going to be a costume contest. And then the young adults story time is at 7 p.m. and there'll also be a costume contest for them as well.
Yes. So much fun to be had. And then we'll be working on special guests. We laid out a whole list of guests that we need to confirm with.
Yeah.
But I am looking forward to our 10th season.
No, this is
our
our
11th season, our 10th year. That's the part that keeps confusing me.
And it confuses everybody else too. It's like, how is it 10 years but 11 seasons? It's because it's 10 years.
It's because it doesn't follow the calendar year.
Right.
It starts in the middle of, well, not really the middle, like the end.
10 years. I can't believe we've been doing this for 10 years. That is
so
crazy.
If that's 30 episodes, except for one season I went like 40. So that's over 300 episodes. I remember when we were celebrating 100.
I remember that. We did it at
some bar.
Harley's Italian. No, it was Harley's Italian Bistro.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
That's where we did our 100th episode. We did it live from Harley's Italian Bistro. How crazy is that? God.
We took our mess out in public.
I know.
And we've been asked several times since then if we would do it live, but I don't know how that...
It's always hard. There's always a lot of things that logistically go into it, and we've done it. We've tried to do it live, like on location a couple times, and it doesn't work very well.
Yeah.
The setup is never quite right. So
also, I don't feel comfortable because I'm trying to run the technology and host, and so it just becomes
messy.
Overload. Yeah. And be in drag at the same time. It's just nope.
Although it would force Felicia to actually be ready.
I was ready the last couple of times we did it on live location, but
I know, that's what I'm saying. It would force you to be ready.
Who needs all that? Anyway, thank you all for continuing to support us, to continue to download the episodes on podcasts, continue to watch us on the replay. Can't thank you all enough. We are getting ready to say see you next week for your Wednesday night conversation. So one thing you need to know as a disclaimer, I did not fix the outro, or I could play the... Because
just redo the intro. Just redo the intro.
It's only 20 seconds.
How long do we need? It's fine. Thank you once again to our sponsors, because that's not going to play on the outro, and our sponsors are different.
I'm sorry. I'm working on it.
LC Christian Designs, Wigs for a Kind, and Success Boutique. Success Boutique has all the amazing makeup things. Obviously, Wigs of a Kind. You know all about Wigs of a Kind. And LC Designs did the necklace actually that I'm wearing this evening. So
I need to get me a necklace.
There you go. Thank you all so much for joining us for our season 11 premiere. We're super excited to be back. And we can't wait to show you what we all have in store.
Boom, boom, boom. Follow that Patreon. You learn first. No joke. Sign up for the Patreon. Okay, bye.
Good night.